So the first feature that you have to be aware of is that of a lamppost that's actually directly facing your main door. No, now it's a lamppost is useful because it lights up in the evening at night, and it lights your path. But a lamppost just also might do a bit of harm also if it's facing the main door, usually your front entrance or the front entrance of a house. And it might cause the possible case of piercing heart sha. Now, piercing heart sha should be strongly avoided since it does not only affect the health of the occupants, but it also affects your careers, and it might also uh, present obstacles in your life as you try to advance in your work or your job or your business. Okay. What else? I mentioned the case of the tree. Now, sometimes you might wonder what kind of tree. Now, on this slide, you will see a tree that has a full tree trunk there. So if it's this type of tree, then it can cause the piercing heart shock effect. Okay. Now, if it's a leafy tree like you see on the right side of the slide, then it doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't have a trunk there. Okay. You can actually barely see the trunk. And if it's far, then it doesn't also have that kind of effect. Okay. So let's get on to the next feature. Now, this is like a storm drain or a water drain running parallel to your main door. As if you spot a drain that runs parallel to the main door of the house you're planning to buy, now it's best you just skip it, altogether. This is because you might encounter a big problem known as the cutting feet water feature, a feature where the water element actually prevents the tea from entering the property, while it also cuts off the vitality of the tea in the house. Now, we do usually have drains or that actually that is actually very common in houses. So, we actually have this. Now, one key thing to keep in mind is that you only experience this if you can actually see this feature. If the drain's visible, from the house, from your main door, and the other element that it has to have is water. Now, if that drain is dry, then it is not, a negative feature. It is not the cutting feet water feature. Okay. So the next feature that you guys have to see or look out for is when you enter the kitchen, make sure that there's no stove on the kitchen island. I know modern days now the kitchen island is one of the more popular feature in most of the kitchens. So just make sure that you don't have a stove in it. Now, if there's a sink, then there's another, challenge, or, in my next slide or in my next uh, slide here, I will explain that a little bit more. But again, if you see a stove on the kitchen island, it is best to just, skip that house altogether, because what happens here is the stove does not have a favorable feng shui because it is exposed to the tea from every side, from every angle. Okay. So this in turn could affect the food that you cook, which might result in health issues down the line. So a favorable location would be actually to have the stove placed against the wall where it has stability, and so search for a home that actually that have this feature where you have the support and the stability of the wall. So it looks like when where you place the stove is as important as what you cook, to give you a healthy meal. Okay. Here's the next, feature that you have to avoid. When we talk about the sink, make sure that the kitchen sink is not directly opposite the stove. Okay. So at this point, you've seen the kitchen island, and hopefully it's not a stove on the kitchen island. But if you also see this feature where in the kitchen island has a sink, but the sink is also directly opposite the stove, then you also have a clash here of two elements, which is the fire and the water. Now, if this happens, then it can also create health problems for the house occupants, and it is something that's pretty difficult to probably remedy, as some people were asking, because you kind of have to move the stove to another area of the kitchen and that type of thing. So just make sure that you don't have this feature, in the property that you've been thinking of or selecting as your home. Okay. Now, the fifth feature is that of a pole or a pillar in the bedroom. Now, what happens here, is in a bedroom, of course, you want to get some good night's sleep. And it is very, very important for your health. So the type of chi that enters and into your bedroom affects you is also very, very important. So a pillar right in the middle of the bedroom doesn't do any favor for you. It doesn't help you in your sleeping, it doesn't create the favorable environment for you to get a good night's sleep. So because it's the formation of a pillar in the center of the home or the room creates something like a formation of a pole in the heart. Okay, now this formation significantly affects the circulation of the chi in the room, which also can affect the good night's sleep that you want and you yearn for, to get going for your next day. Because if you don't get a good night's sleep, eventually it might also affect the type your work, your job, and your business, because you can't function 100%. Okay, so the sixth feature that you have to look at is the beams. I know I've actually talked about beams before. This sixth feature is sort of like a reminder, but here we want to avoid having beams across the bed. Okay, so a lot of this type of country type homes have this type of feature. Not as much, I think, in modern homes, but we do see them occasionally. And as you can see from this slide, on the left side there is a modern type of drop ceiling type of thing, wherein it's actually around the bedroom or any room. We have this new interior design feature wherein there's that drop ceiling type of thing, and it actually, if this is in your bedroom, then it actually, like this picture on the left, it actually can suppress the chi that is actually in the room and pressing down on you. So it becomes a suppressive chi, because the chi forces the chi that's entering the room downwards to the bed. Okay. Now this could eventually result in you having several health issues, and also work-related problems can occur because you're having you're having poor sleep, and you're having maybe sleep disruption or deprivation, and resulting, I guess, in sometimes poor job performance. So you don't want to actually encounter this kind of problem. We do have enough on our plate, I'm sure. So as much as possible, try to avoid this type of feature in the house that you're looking at or that you're going to be buying in. Okay, it is best if you do have a real estate agent or a property agent helping you to actually ask them to recommend you to other properties, because I know that there are other properties out there that you can choose, that you can actually look at and choose. Okay, so buying a house is truly an exciting endeavor. But it does come with a lot of challenges, and for you to consider before you can even make a purchase. Now, hopefully this short video can help you avoid some of those complications. at least on the Feng Shui side of things anyway. So, if you want to to learn more about Feng Shui, do attend some of my online classes and online seminars that I'm coming up with, and do visit our website for more information. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family members. So thank you and happy house hunting.